Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Open Book. I'm your host, Jody. Today is chapter 6. Obviously, something's new. We're trying out camera. I basically, when I created this podcast, was going through a moment in time where I didn't want to be perceived really at all, but still had a lot on my mind and wanted to yap, but I didn't feel comfortable in front of a camera. But I think I've gotten a little more comfortable, or I've come to terms with being in front of the camera. And so let me know what you think about this setup. It's probably going to change often because I'm just going to take my laptop with me wherever we go. But I know you're probably like, wow, Jody, yeah, Open Book is so sporadic. The topics are sporadic. News for you. We have topics today. We're trying many new things because I do think it's kind of hard to yap when you don't have topics. I've really learned. You can really only yap to yourself for 30 minutes. Also, I just realized that because of this webcam, I'm being so much more animated and I'm moving. Okay, I'm going to really try to keep this mic close to me. First and foremost, guys, I released a song, which is crazy to say. But that's kind of what we're talking about today. But before we dive into that, somebody DM'd me on Patreon and was like, hey, can you turn on annual subscriptions? So we did that. We turned on annual subscriptions. You get 15% off if you subscribe annually, if you would like to do that. And if you like, thank you. I'm taking this moment to say you're my goat. Truly. Thank you for the support. Also, everyone on Patreon is so nice. So I love it there. Anyways, let's get started. So I'm referring to my notes here. Oh, this is kind of nice. I'm not going to lie. Usually I just be shooting the shit, but this is working. How and why did I get into music? Guys, buckle in. Some of you on my stream have heard this story, but I'm telling it again. Okay, rewind last year. It's probably, I think it's like September, October. And OTV's like, wouldn't it be fun if we made an OTV Christmas album? To which I was very scared, but I was like, that sounds really fun. Incredibly outside of my comfort zone. Let's do it. So I show up to this vocal lesson. I meet Annie, which a lot of you know, this beautiful blonde woman who is incredible at vocal coaching. And she teaches all of offline TV to sing a little bit. That, cue back the nay, 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 nay. Yeah. So that happens and we record this Christmas album. And honestly, the vocal coach and her husband, like who was the producer, were genuinely so nice. And when we finished recording, I remember them saying like, Jody, like you did so good. Your tone is so good. And I'm like, oh yeah, like they say that to everybody. Like, of course they're going to be really, really nice. As they should. They uplifted everybody. So I took it like with a grain of salt. I was just like, wow, thank you. Like it was really fantastic to work with you guys. And then the song drops and my community is really nice. But the thing is, I think I could put out garbage and you guys would glaze me. And I really do respect that. But also, I take it with a grain of salt. Same with my mom. My mom was like, Jody, you should do something with your voice. It's so good. It sounds so good. I love it so much. Like first, she talked about the Toyota ad that OTV did specifically. She was like, no, your talking voiceover was so good. And then she talked about the OTV Christmas album. She's like, no, you have to do something. And so then I'm like, okay, while I do think it's your mom and you think your mom would tell you like, you think your mom would also glaze you. But the thing is, my mom, I think, also keeps me humble in some endeavors that I do, which I know you're listening to this, Mom. And like, hey, I take your words to heart. But my mom was like, no, I really think that you should just put it out into the universe. Like just put it out in the universe. Tell your manager that you're looking for like something to do with whether it be singing, voice acting, just put it out there. I was like, okay, like this is, again, remember, this is in like November, December. So I'm like, okay, I'll like put it out there. I'm not really thinking too much into it. I'm a streamer, okay? I'm not really thinking about it actively. So then also our K-pop song comes out, yada, yada. People love it, which I'm glad. My mom is like talking to me about it still. A couple months pass and it's just on my mind. I don't know. It's like a tab now open. Like I think at like month 4, it felt like it was something that was an open tab that I couldn't close. And that was kind of bothering me because it's not like I didn't feel like I had the resources to like take a step forward. Like I didn't know where to go from that. And so I kept putting it off. Like I was like, okay, I can like talk to my manager about it, but that's really all I knew how to do or could do. So my life goes on. And at this moment, this is like February, March-ish. I'm going to the gym like every day. Okay. This is my fitness grind, which I really need to get back into, but this is my fitness grind time. I was going to the gym really regularly around like 10, 11 a.m. every day. And so I can't remember exactly. Hold on, let me recall this story. Okay, I go to what kickstarted this? I see that. Boom, boom. Oh, okay. So I'm going to the gym pretty regularly, but again, this is a tab open in the back of my head, but I'm not actively doing anything about it. I'm kind of just like sitting on it. I'm not pursuing it. I show up to the gym one day. Specifically, I'm late this day. I think I went at like noon, and I remember being like kind of like, oh man, I'm like in a rush. I need to get to the gym. I'm running late. I show up to the gym and I go to the machine that I always go to on leg day, and I walk over and I'm stretching right next to it. This lady comes up to me, and I'm looking at the ground. I'm stretching. She comes up to me and she says, "Are you using this machine?" I look up. It's Annie, my voice coach. And we both go, "What the heck?" And I said, "What the heck? It's so good to see you." Like, we just have this moment, of course. And then I see her husband also lifted weights over. So they both come up to me and they're asking me like, how did the making the K-pop music go? How did whatever go? And then I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, what the hell? What a small world. That's crazy. I didn't know she goes to the gym or goes to this gym. So I said to her, I was like, "Oh, do you come here often? Like, I haven't seen you here." And I've been going to the gym every day for like almost 2.5 months at this point. And so she's like, "Oh no, I just happened to swing by. I had 30 minutes. I wanted to see if I wanted to start going to this gym." And I'm like, what the fuck? In my head, I'm like, okay, universe, I'm listening. Because it was just like too coincidental and crazy to me. Like, she just happened to have 30 minutes, felt inclined to go to this gym, see if she wanted to go, which, by the way, she doesn't go to anymore. It was just that one day. And then I'm like, okay. So I go home and immediately I'm like, what can I do? And I'm just talking out loud. I'm in a Discord call with Broden and Jot. I'm talking out loud. I'm like, so yeah, I'm telling them this story. And Broden goes, "Well, what about Fan? Like, Fan makes music. You like it. Like, what if she like maybe talk to her producer?" And I was like, that's a brilliant idea. So I reach out to Fan, who then connects me to her producer. And he's like, his name is June. And I love June. I literally love working with him. He also makes his own music. So please go check him out. But basically he's like, hell yeah, let's do this. And I can't remember exactly, but he was just like, "Send me music that you like. Let's deep dive into this." And so I said, okay, great. Still a little uncertain, but glad that I kind of took one step forward. Then I go to the gym again the next day, but I'm late again because I was messaging June late at night. So I went to bed late. So I go to the gym late again around noon, and I'm walking. It's like I'm in mid-set. I'm mid-set of a different muscle group, okay? I'm mid-set, and this guy comes up to me, and I thought, I have my headphones on or my earbuds in, and I thought he was going to ask, like, am I using this machine? So he said something. I don't really hear what he's saying. So I take my earbud out. I'm like, "Oh, sorry, what?" And he's like, "Are you a singer?" Okay, record scratch at this moment in my head. I go, "What?" Because I'm confused. I'm double confused. It's like, I wasn't expecting him to ask. I thought he was going to ask like, "Oh, hey, are you using this machine?" And then on top of that, he's asking, "Are you a singer?" So I'm already like, it's just a record scratch moment. So I'm like, "Sorry, what?" He's like, "Yeah, are you a singer? Sorry, you remind me of my friend, and she's a singer, and you have similar mannerisms." I just said that. So I just said mannerisms, like aneurysms, mannerisms. He's like, "You have similar mannerisms as her." And I go, no, I'm not. But this is crazy that you asked me that, because not even 12 hours ago, I just happened to hit up a producer to like potentially make music just because of work stuff. And like, we were just trying, like, I didn't want to like explain the whole thing. So I was just like, yeah, it was just like weird coincidence. And then he was like, "Hey, Everything happens for a reason, and walks away. And so then I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So then I'm blowing up the group message because I'm like, you guys will never believe what's happening to me. I think the universe is talking to me. So that is how this entire thing happened, where it was like, I will say, let's go back. Before my mom had really chatted and pushed me to do this, or like put it out into the universe, I feel like I was already putting out into the universe just I'm kind of looking for the next thing to bring passion back into my life. And don't get me wrong, like I love streaming, but I don't know what content to create right now. Like streaming is the umbrella of just content creation, but I'm like, well, I don't really know what to stream. And you guys have heard me talk about this, and I'm like, I just don't really know who I am right now. Like I have these interests, but I don't know how, maybe if I want to share them or how to share them or how to make it entertaining, yada, yada. And so then I was like, well, I'm just looking for the next thing. And so that was kind of my, I guess, mantra. Like, I'm just like, really, I'm trying to be open-minded. I want to open doors. I want to just like go look for something new. And then my mom says that, and I didn't think they would, oh my God, what's the word? Coincide. I don't know. Like, I didn't think they would collide in this way. And so I go, okay, basically, yeah, it ended up working out. And then I literally was just like, okay, universe, I'm listening. We're just going to try music. I end up going to a session with Fan Fan and June. They were just like, oh, come to this session. Fan Fan's making a song with June, and you can just see how it all goes. And so I'm like, great. I go to this session. It's incredibly fun, let me say, okay? In what I imagine, okay, OTV house, it's just a bunch of streamers, right? We're a bunch of friends and we live together. That's where June lives, but for music. June lives in a house full of like 4 other boys, and all they do is make music, and it's really a fun vibe. And I'm like, this is exactly what OTV is, but for music side. And so I show up. It's just a really fun time. It's really comfortable. It's very easy to relax there, genuinely. And so then basically June's like, oh, do you want to just like sing on this song that I just made? And we can like put Fan Fan as a feature? I was like, okay, sure. Okay. So we made and finished a song in not even a whole day. It was a couple hours. And the song itself, I didn't really like feel like it was me. But the experience was really like the whole point. I was like, oh, this is so fun. I want to do this again. To which then, If You Do was created. I went to another session, and then June brought his other friend named Jondren, who came in with so much aura. He was like wearing a hat. He was carrying his violin in. He just came in with so much swagger. And it was just really fun, like genuinely. And so basically, wow, sorry, this was a really long-winded story. But we just sit in this 10 by 10 room, and everyone's kind of going at it, like making this beat and trying to a couple things on the piano. And something that Jondren said about me is, he says, my face is like oh my gosh, I'm just going to find it because I think obviously he words it better than I. He just posted about it. He said, was so much fun making this. Jodi's face is like a sauce meter. So if she's got a big smile, you know that you're cooking or not. I love your creative instinct, and it was an honor to be part of your first release. So basically, as they're sitting down, making this beat, doing anything, it's true. My expression is like, I'm kind of maybe pretty neutral, but if it is something that I'm like, oh, I really like that, they know instantly, and it makes it really fun and easy, I think. So we make this, and then it's like me, and I'm going to drop some names because, okay, so it's me, June, Jondren, and then June's roommates, which is Starfall and Bixby, I believe are their title, like their artist names. And we're sitting in his room, and we're just trying to like think about, what are the lyrics going to be to this song? What is even like the tune? And they look at me and they're like, well, if you were to write anything, like poetry about anything right now, what would it be about? And they're like, do you have any conflict in your life? And I was like, no. I was like, guys, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm at a pretty good part in my life, you know? Like I have fantastic friends. I have a incredibly supportive group of just like of the people that I know in my real life, but also my viewers who are so like good to me, and I have a good relationship. I'm like, I don't have anything that I can think of. I was like, if I was to really like sit down and write poetry right now, it'd be about the whimsy of life. That's literally what I said. And then everyone started laughing and I was a little self-conscious about it, but I was like, but I would write about like like the yearn for adventure and like, you know, like that sunny feeling. And so we rolled with that. And one of the first lyrics we wrote was because, so when June writes a song and he's like making the tune to the song, God, I don't know the verbiage. Like, I don't know if I'm using the right vocabulary, but it's like you hear the beat and he'll just go like, he's kind of doing Simlish. Like he's like singing the notes, but there's no actual word. But one of those things sounded like 5 fingers up. And that's where we started. We're like, that's kind of cute. It's kind of like dancing. Fuck it. Let's go with it. And that's where it was born. And then we kind of just went into the cliche mindset of like, my mindset going into this was convincing John to go on an adventure with me. That's it. And then we kind of like deep dove into more like cliche, maybe a little corny love, you know, like, oh, I couldn't fight it. I feel like somebody, but I'm like, yeah, it was relatively easy. I think if I was to have to write a song that, maybe was a little more super personal, I think it'd be hard. But like love, I think is like so over encompassing that you can really add really any lyric in there that makes it fit into the beat, if you know what I mean. Okay, so and also something that's really crazy is that there's a lot of creators, specifically streamers, making music right now. And I don't know, I feel like I just happened to stumble into the timing because this just happened. Like I made my song in, I want to say we started in June, maybe July. Yeah, like we really just did it. Like we just happened to, but I guess I didn't realize that creators were making music until I saw Jason's song with David, the summer one that is really good, by the way. And then Cutie, I knew had been making music, but I didn't. She has been sitting on it for so long, right? Like I kind of like, I don't know if anyone remembers, but Cutie was on an OTV podcast when I don't even remember when that was, but that was when I first heard her song. And then I think she made the music video and sat on it for a really long time. And so I don't know. I was just like, oh, it feels like the stars are aligning where maybe people have been creating music or whatever, but releasing it happens to be in this current present moment. And so I feel really fortunate, I guess, because I feel like I don't often stumble upon the meta, if that makes sense. Like, this is a good podcast for the next time, and I promise to talk about it next time. How about that? Like the Venn diagram of streaming, I think about often, where it's like, I like to do this thing, and then the meta, and then somewhere in the middle is where you would like to land. And I think oftentimes I'm not really in the middle, or like I'm trying to be in the middle, but I think I'm in the middle right now. I like to do this. I'm in the meta. Hell yeah, that's cool. I love that. Double whammy, because I didn't expect it. Like I said, the thing is, I would have released this no matter what, but it happens to be at the right timing, potentially. But even then, I don't really care about the timing. Like, it just happened to work out. I'm pretty happy about it. But I loved this process so much, it didn't matter. And I'm so fucking happy about that. I'm so grateful because I feel like I was so taken care of in all steps through this journey. I've talked about this before, but the best way that I can describe it is generally when I do anything, I kind of have a pretty clear understanding of like, I have a good idea what to look for, what it's going to be like, what I can do, my capabilities here. My best analogy is like in Breath of the Wild. Okay, when you're starting, you wake up, you look at the map, everything's black. Okay, and I don't really like to explore until most of the map is at least uncovered. But this experience, I was quite literally, I'm Link and I have just woken up and my map is all covered in fog. But I don't know why. I think I just felt okay with doing that. And that's really different for me. And I think that's strange. Like, I was like, oh, this is very different than my usual method of just doing anything, really. But I'm okay with it. And I think part of that is because I felt so well taken care of with the people that I was working with, starting from with Annie, with OTV, and just like going from down that line. I like quite literally working with June and Genre, and I think was such a blessing. And then onto my music video, I get to work with Broden, and I get to work with all the people that I know through Broden, Kevin. Like, it just felt like the perfect storm in a good way. Everything was good. And I just had so much fun that I want to do more. My favorite part of all of this, if I'm going to be honest, was filming the music video. I obviously love the song. I think the song is also my baby, but the music video is my true child because I can't like make the beat on a music track right now. Okay. Like, I don't know how to do that. All I can really do is sing, change a couple of notes, change some lyrics, voice my opinions there. Like, I can't really build the foundation and from the top and like go from the bottom and go from there. Whereas the music video is all me. I sit down, I go, okay, this is what I'm imagining. This is how I want it to play out. I think like I like this kind of pacing. I'm going for this vibe. I want it to be this color. I get to decide. Basically, I'm the creative director. And something that I've realized about this entire journey is that I love being the creative director. And I'm lucky because I am technically the creative director for all things Quarter Jade. And that's fucking fun. Like, if I ever don't, like let's just say, knock on wood, my career just goes down the drain, I really would pursue that. Like, I have so much fun with it. Like, just the idea of like, I have this vision in my mind and I get to make it come to life. And I get to do that for me as the brand Quarter Jade / Jody. So I'm very excited for this music video. I hope that when you guys watch it, it elicits this I hope you smile and you have a little laugh and it just makes you feel like, I just hope it makes you feel something genuinely. Like, I hope when you watch it, you feel a certain way. Also, I recorded a bunch of BTS for that. So that's going to be uploaded on the Jody channel, but we're going to have like a BTS video of making this song / music video. So that could be really fun. I think that there's a lot of scenes in the music video that if I were a viewer, I think I'd want to know, like, how did you guys do that? So the BTS video, it's live out now. You can watch on the Jody channel. And I'm sure if you've seen the music video, I feel like how did we do the mud scene and how do we do the trust fall? Like, if I was a viewer, I'm just kind of curious about that. So if you are, you can check it out. It's on the Jody channel now. I also, oh God, okay. Another thing is I went and saw a movie, all right? And technically the song releases 9 p.m. PST because you release it usually on New York time at midnight. And so I went and saw a movie at 9:55. And the song, like, nobody's heard the song by then. But I get out of the movie and the amount of DMs that I got on Instagram, I immediately cried. I'm reading my DMs and I don't know how to explain it other than, oh God, okay, we're going to backtrack a little bit. So Sydney was like trying to hype me up. And I basically was like, oh, hey, like my release is really no big deal. Like you do whatever. Basically, she was trying not to stream at the same time as my announcement. But I was like, girl, like, it's totally fine. It's really no big deal. And she's like, no, Jody, this is a big deal. And you deserve your flowers. And I was like, well, it's fine. Like, I don't think it's a big deal at all. Like, it's fine. And it got me thinking. And she's like, Jody, I don't think that you sit down and like, yeah, give yourself your flowers. Like, you accomplished this thing. You did it. You made a song and you made a fucking music video. Like, hyped yourself up. And I have a really hard time feeling like I did accomplish something because in my head, I'm like, well, anybody can, like, who am I to do this? If I can do it, you could for sure do it. Like, I feel like I'm walking in blind here. But so she says all that. I unfortunately don't feel any which way. Like, I don't feel proud of myself. Okay. But I get home from this movie and I read my DMs and I screenshotted some because they were so sweet. And I cried. I cried because in that moment, I did feel proud of myself. I did feel accomplished. And I think that it's because I didn't care about making the song or making the music video. My goal is that when you listen to the song, you feel a certain way, and people did, and they were letting me know. And that's when I felt accomplished. I was like, oh, I did the thing that I did set out to do, which wasn't to do the thing, but what's to elicit a feeling. And I don't know when I changed my motivation to that, I guess, but like, I'll just read some. I screenshotted this. Jody, your song is so beautiful. It is so you. It feels a little fantasy, a little whimsical, but full of heart and emotion and love, which is exactly what I was hoping for from a Jody song. And I'm like, that's so sweet. I imagine myself skipping through a field of flowers on a sunny day with my partner, but also at the same time, I'm a fairy or an elf. Don't know, but somehow it's magical and so cute, and I love it. And I'm like, I replied to this person because I was like, holy fuck, like I feel so seen. Or like, another person said, oh, Jody, the woman you are, if you do is so good. It makes you feel like I'm in a car driving down the road in the middle of summer at sunset when it's nearly completely night, like the singular moment of the day. Like, yeah. Thank you. Even in the cold, rainy Aussie winter, summer feels like it's here. So, okay. Anybody that DM'd me something where they kind of describe something in heavy imagery, I'm bawling because I'm like, oh my God, you guys get it. You get me. I just, and I was like I said, that's when I felt proud. So I was honestly zero expectations for the launch. I think that I've just genuinely been blown away by the support. I can't believe people like it, I guess. I don't know. I can't believe people add it to their playlist. I'm like so grateful. And not only that, but I can see like when or how many listens that we have, how many streams. Guys, I don't know. I don't know if my expectations were crazy low. Oh my God. Like, okay, earlier this morning, we had 80,000 streams. Oh, you can't see this. Oops. And now we have 93. It's been like 2 hours. I'm like, oh, people are listening to this. And you can see, okay, it's really cool because you can see who's listening. You can look at your listeners. And I started crying. I've been crying a lot lately. Okay, I cried earlier today because I was like, you can see where your listeners are from. And like, you can look at your top countries. And so, for example, like the top country is America. And then you can also see, okay, just know, I'm just gonna describe it because I can't find it. This showed me stats, and it was like how many people are listening in the country. And I cried because it's like one individual in Albania, for example, is listening to my song. Just one. And of course, I'm really grateful for like the 8,000 people in America that are listening to it. But I thought about this like there's just one person, just one singular individual in Albania listening to I'm going to cry, listening to my song. And it was just so touching to me. I'm like, wow, you really can like in this current modern age, your content can reach all over the world. I just think it's so cool. Genuinely. So I'm just really glad. I'm really glad that people like it. And my dad, oh my God, okay, this is going to get me emotional. Obviously, my parents are very supportive and really like it, but my dad has been working on an instrumental version. And I grew up playing piano with my dad, and it's like a way that we really bonded. Like my fondest memories are just me and my dad playing piano together, whether it's like learning a song, playing a duet, whatever. I feel like music is a way that my dad and I really bonded. And so then my dad sent me an instrumental, and I'm going to cry if I watch this, but I'll play it. And so I was like, wait, I told him, I was like, hey, I'll upload this to my YouTube channel. Like you record it, I'll upload it. And he's being really specific about it. He's like, well, I keep making mistakes. I was like, oh, well, we can just splice it together. It's totally fine. He's like, no, I have to perform it all in one go. It's a performance piano person thing. Okay. I was like, okay, I understand. It's so pretty and I'm so excited. He says, It's a pride thing. Want to be able to accomplish it with no errors. So expect an instrumental whenever he perfects performance. But overall, this experience has just made me really, it's basically, let's go back to where I talked about, the universe and how I am looking for the next thing. I don't know if this is like the next thing in my career. I really doubt that. Like, I don't think I'd ever go on tour and like push music in that way. But hey, never say. I've actually learned to never say never. This is something that I've like learned in the last 2 years. I've genuinely learned to never say never. But I don't have any plans for that. But this experience has quite literally brought so much passion back to my life and makes me remember just how much I do love art and like expressing art and just all of that. So I imagine I will make more. This is another thought that I have, is that this song, If You Do by Jody, genre wise, I have no idea if that's me as an artist. Like, I kind of just want to make music in no particular fashion. No genre. I'm just kind of winging it, going with the flow, multifaceted, as one would say. That feels like a theme in my life. Like, I can't just stick to one thing, but I don't know. I think I was talking about this. I do write poetry occasionally, and something that I write about pretty often is just missing home. And I want to make a really fucking sad song because there have been so many moments in my life where I am homesick, bawling, just writing down my thoughts, listening to old songs that remind me of my parents. And I'm like, this elicits an emotion in me. And it makes me think back on when June and John were like, well, what's a conflict in your life? And I was like, I miss my fucking parents. I miss home. And so I want to write a song about that. But I don't know. We'll see where we go or what genre that is. I have no idea. I think something that's really interesting also is that I don't really tend to listen to too much pop. But I made a pop-ish song. And so I'm like, I wonder what it would be like if I made songs or music that was in the genre that I normally listen to, which is like kind of like indie alt rock or, I have no idea. I'm really not sure where we're going with this, but I hope that you join me for this journey. And I hope that you really enjoyed if you do. And I hope that you loved the music video and that you watched the BTS and that, again, it just makes you smile. And if you listen to it and you add it to your playlist, I am honored. All right. That wraps up chapter 6. And now we will move on to Q&A. Thank you guys so much for listening. And I hope you have a good day. I hope that I spread lots of positivity. I'm giving you jazz hands kind of right now. I'm spreading the love. Okay, bye. This question is from Camellia. Would you ever collaborate with other streamers on music? Technically I have. I have that song with Fan Fan. And the thing is, I would, but I know I'm just not a good singer. Like I am, but like you know how many we like took so many takes when I sang If You Do. Like I feel like every word is spliced in because I don't have the mechanics to sing a full. Well, there was some time, but you know what I mean. Short answer, yes. Long answer, I would love to. I was talking to Broden about that. I was like, so Templov and Jody, and he was like, yeah, we're down. I was like, oh, we, the collective, like, what do you mean we? He's like, yeah, I already talked to Julian. We're down. So that could be really fun. Cutie was texting me, and I think that could be really fun. I honestly would love to. I think that I just love creative projects. I think I just maybe feel a little like I need some practice. I feel like I need some practice, but I would really love to. Okay, next question from Alyssa. What artists inspired you the most for this single? I actually, I don't know if I was inspired by artists in particular, but I did make a playlist because I didn't know what direction I wanted. And I didn't know how to describe like what I liked in a song or what I would want in a song. But I ended up making a playlist that I just gave to my producer. And made it under the feeling of I would be proud to have my name tied to this song. And it's like We Fell in Love in October by Girl in Red, All I Wanted by Paramore, Live Well by Palace. There's a lot of Angèle in here. There's also like Therefore I Am by Billie Eilish, Billy Bossa Nova. It's like kind of crazy, but more like, well, if I made a song like this, I'd be like, yeah, that feels nice. And we kind of just went with that. There was no specific inspiration. Like, it's just a playlist of like 20 songs of something I would be proud to tie my name to, but I don't know if that really birthed what we made. Last question is from Eliza, who's a Patreon member. How do you deal with the feeling of being lost in life? I've been applying for jobs for about a year now, and it hasn't gotten me anywhere yet so far. I've been considering going back to school or starting my own business or just trying to lock in and keep at it with applications. It's like I want to move forward in life, but I feel so stuck and lost on what to do at the same time. How do you know which path to take? Any advice? Okay, first I want to just say that sounds really frustrating and incredibly scary, especially when like it feels like nothing's working out in your favor. But also, I want to challenge the mindset of which path to take, because I really am a firm believer that there is no quote unquote right path. I think that if you just pick any path and continue like going on that gung ho, that's a good ass path. And also, hey, at any given moment, you could be like, I'm on the wrong train. Time to get off. I don't think there's a right path. I think it's just, you should just pick a path and try it. I think that in terms of getting a job, oh God, that's hard. I think like applying for jobs and it's getting you nowhere. I don't have the answer for that. But I think in terms of like, oh, going back to school or starting my own business or just trying to lock in, keep at it with the applications, like, those are three separate things and no path is wrong as long as you feel good about it. And I think it's probably really hard to be in limbo where you feel like, oh, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, but you're kind of sitting there doing none of them because you're kind of like have decision paralysis. But I guess I really encourage you to just maybe try one. And like, let's say that it is, maybe you just want to keep locking in and like trying the business or trying to log in and keep it up with applications. Maybe like give yourself a timeline of, okay, I'm going to keep really diligently trying for the next 3 months. And if that doesn't work, maybe I'll try starting my own business. Maybe I'll just try that for the next 6 months. I don't know. I think that sounds incredibly frustrating though. And I wish you so much luck. And I give you lots of energy and positivity because that sounds really hard. It sounds really hard, but I believe in you. I do. I think that also being lost in life is something that I think everybody goes through eventually. But I guess when I'm lost in life specifically, I do have this weird confidence that no matter what happens in my life, I will always take care of me. And so no matter how lost I get, I'm kind of just like, well, I'll figure it out. Whatever it is, it will come to me eventually. And I also always think like, time passes. Nothing stays the same. I just think about my life, not even a year ago. I'm like, yeah, life is so drastically different. So I kind of just tell myself like, I got me. And also time will pass. And with time changes everything. But Eliza, I wish you much luck. Well, that officially is the end of chapter 6. Thank you guys so much for listening. I know that it's been quite sporadic, but thank you for listening. Please let me know how you think about this new structure, a little more topic heavy, and we have visual, camera, and and if you listen to my song and you added it to your playlist or whatever, thank you. I'm honored. I'm so honored. And I hope that when you watched the music video, it made you feel some type of way and that you enjoyed the BTS. And again, thank you guys for supporting me. I never feel short of gratitude, ever. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time for chapter 7. Bye.